All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Fly Like an Eagle podcast. I'm here with my boy Joe Zomp. Season comes to an end for the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 17. I'm shocked it came this long. Our team is absolutely abysmal, and it came to the hands and the demise of the Dallas Cowboys, 37-17. Once again, we go into Arlington and we lose by actually more than 20 points, and it's just not pretty. Something needs to happen to this franchise, whether it gets blown up or not. But you know what? I'm going to bring my boy Zomp in. I want him to tell each and every one of you what he saw during this game, because I saw everything different, because me and him were talking back in the group chat. And it's Zomp, just talk.
All right. So, first of all, I wish everybody had a Merry Christmas and everybody's healthy. Well, listen, as you can see, I am very happy because I know what it takes for this team. And let me tell you something. This team needed to lose this game. When we were up 14-3, you could even ask my wife. I was devastated. I was a little excited seeing Deshaun Jackson and the bomb or whatever. But listen, because it's been so long. But listen, it would have been a travesty. And I know a lot of people are going to say, what kind of fan are you to want to lose? It's not about wanting to lose. It's about what's best for this team. If this team would have made a run and would have won the division, we go from like the 6th, 7th pick all the way down to like the 20-something pick. That's number one. Number two, and we have a harder schedule next year. This team lacks talent on offense and defense side of the ball. This team is old. This team is broken. We don't know who's the quarterback. We don't know anything. We don't know if Doug Peterson's going to come back. We don't know anything. The best thing to do is accumulate picks, try to resurface yourself, try to get back on track. But at the end of the day, it was a win today for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't care, Seth Joyner, Ike Reese, the radio, or whatever. This team, if they would have won, it would have been a disaster. So anyway, going back to the game. I thought the first half, the first quarter, actually, we looked explosive. We were playing very well. The defense was shit. Let's start with the defense. The defense was shit from beginning to end. Jim Schwartz, I think he did everything he could, to be honest with you. We have no cornerbacks. Darius Slay, yeah, he made one big play, but besides that, he was toast. Michael Jacquet, he's a practice squad player. He was getting roasted by Michael Gallup. He was getting roasted by the entire offense. Gave up like 200 yards. What do you expect from a practice squad player? Yeah, last week he played well, but it's a week-to-week league. Second of all, I think Jim Schwartz, he waited way too – not that it would have made a difference, but he just waited way too long to put Jalen Mills at corner. Jalen Mills is one of the worst cornerbacks in the league, but he's better than Michael Jacquet. And he waited till maybe like midway in the second half to do that. He changed Michael Jacquet to cover fucking Amari Cooper because he was getting killed by Michael Gallup. But listen, offensively, I thought the first half, I thought Doug Peterson ran the ball well. I think he was a little bit too much running. But all in all, I thought Jalen Hurts played well. Second half, everything was abysmal. I thought the offensive line accumulating with the penalties was abysmal. Penalty. I thought that Dallas just had a huge lead and Jalen Hurts was pressing. Now, that doesn't take away that Jalen Hurts made a couple of bad decisions, a couple of bad picks, the fumbles. Everything was an issue. Oh!
Yep, he's here.
What's up, Zach?
Keep talking, Zomp.
So I thought, for most of the part, do I think Jalen Mills was abysmal today? No, I thought he did okay in the first half, and the second half was bad. But I also think it was more because when Fletcher Cox came out and we were down big that he was pressing. And I'm not protecting Jalen Hurts by any means, but you also have to understand, like I've been saying, and I know you're going to hate me for this. I don't think Jalen Reagor is any good. I think this guy stinks. I think it was a pit. It was a reach. I think that we made a bad decision. This guy, it told me everything I needed to know about this guy because at the end of the first half, we had about 5 blockers in front of him. The man got tackled by shoestring tackle. The man has no vision. He does not have elite speed. I see it every single week. This man stinks. Jalen Reagor stinks. And we need elite talent on this offense. I don't know anything about the quarterback situation. Is it going to be Jalen Hurts? Is it going to be Wentz? I think you go into a quarterback battle, I think, into next year, and you see what you got to do. But all in all, I think from top to bottom, this team stinks. And the best thing to happen for us today was to lose the game, and that's precisely what we got.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, Zach Harris. And actually, I can't disagree with anything that Zomp really said. You know, Jalen Reagor, I loved the pick at first. I got his jersey. He was my guy. I wanted him over a lot of the wide receivers in the draft besides CeeDee Lamb. The guy, the last couple of weeks, has shown me absolutely nothing. I'm being completely honest with you. And there was this one play in particular at the beginning of the game where if he turns his head at the right moment, he has a touchdown. You know, and Jalen Hurts put it right on the money. As much as I criticized Jalen Hurts in my last video I made before coming onto the show, Jalen Hurts played well enough to put points on the board for this team to be in position to win at the beginning of the game. The defense was absolutely atrocious. I understand that. But Jalen Reagor, like, he's just shown me nothing the last couple of weeks. Like, absolutely nothing. And I admit when I'm wrong. People say you never admit when you're wrong. I admit when I'm wrong when I finally realize I'm wrong. You know, and Jalen Reagor right now is showing me nothing to the point to where I really want to take the jersey and just try to send it back. You know what I'm saying? And I never like saying that because I like players to do well. I like players to develop. But Jalen Reagor just looks lost. He looks like he doesn't belong on the field. That one play that Deshaun Jackson had, even though he disappeared, the one play that Deshaun Jackson had, I've seen more out of that than I saw Reagor combined. You know, and that's bad. You know, so I don't know. I you know how much I hate disagreeing agreeing with Zomp. You know how much I hate it, but I might have to agree with him on this one. It sucks, but it is what it is. Until Reagor shows me that he could be an NFL caliber player, I tend to agree with Zomp here. I really do, because I'm sick of hearing the text messages in the group chat every single week saying, "Oh, you love Dragon. Now he's so great, isn't he?" I'm sick of hearing it, and he's right. He's right. So it is what it is at this point. But Mr. Harris, how you doing tonight?
Good,
Zach Harris, baby.
What's up? I figured maybe we can start off with a little bit of a joke. So we're gonna get a high draft pick, and it's Jamar Chase season or Devontae Smith season. And I said Jamar Chase because I like his body type. I think he's going to adapt to the physicality of the NFL. But I'm kind of thinking maybe we should get Devontae Smith because anybody that watched that SEC title game saw that interception and Devontae Smith make that great tackle as a wide receiver. So maybe we need that because when Carson or Jalen's throwing wide open interceptions, we need a guy that's going to be able to make tackles. And Devontae Smith can lay out some defensive backs. That's just my joke. So I apologize, Kai. Yeah, this game was exactly what I was afraid of, that Jalen Hurts was going to come in and do good for the first couple of games, and then we're just going to have a shitter. And it wasn't on Jalen. It strictly wasn't on Jalen. It's the whole damn team. And that's what I've been trying to tell you guys, because it seems like we're having a issue where you have a big cut that needs stitches, and we slap a Band-Aid on it. So Jalen Hurts is the Band-Aid, and he can only cover up so much until you realize, all right, we need stitches to fix this issue. That's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles are. We need to go into the offseason. We need to fix the stitches. That's what we need. We need to get stitches and fix this team up the right way, whether it's Jalen Hurts, whether it's Carson Wentz. There's issues way bigger than what the quarterback's going to be. And I think this game showed that exactly.
See, Zach, here's my problem, though. When Jalen Hurts put up those points in the beginning of the game, he did exactly what he did in the Saints and Arizona game. He put up points, and they had the lead at some point in the game, all right? 14-3, you're expecting the team to have a blowout win because the Dallas Cowboys really aren't that good. So when I expect him and when I want to see him come back when we're down double digits, he has one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Then he fumbles the ball. I don't care what anybody says. They could say it was a bad call. I knew that was going to stand because the ball was spinning. He fumbles the ball, throws an interception, and then throws another interception. So everything that I've seen out of Jalen Hurts, I predicted. I said that this guy in big pressure situations may not get it done. Has he looked good? Sure, he's looked okay. But in Alabama during the national title game, he got benched for Tua, and Tua looks like shit right now. So he got benched for Tua, and you ask him to come back from 10 down, and he couldn't get it done. Now, I'm not saying that he was the biggest problem, but I'm not giving him a mulligan. I'm not giving him an out because he definitely was in position to at least score at least multiple times, and it didn't get it done. And there were players that were wide open, believe it or not. I'll watch the film. I'll go down with it. Jalen Hurts, to me, I know people like to jump the gun on a lot of things, especially Zomp on this one. Jalen Hurts ain't the guy for the future. I'm sorry, he's not. I saw exactly what I saw out of Jalen Hurts today to where I would not want him to be the franchise quarterback going forward. And to be honest with you, as much as it really hurts me, I would stick with Wentz. I truly would. What I saw out of Hurts at the end of the game today scared the shit out of me. And that's not a guy that I would put my franchises in the palm of their hands with. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry if you guys disagree with that, but I didn't like what I saw.
Listen, I think a lot of people are jumping the gun, including myself or whatever. We all get excited, but this is the truth. From top to bottom, and I say it every single fucking week, this team is not good. Even if Jalen Hurts would have put up 27 points, that should be good enough to beat this lousy Dallas team without Kyle Van Der Esch and all these guys that they were missing today, especially in the middle. Listen, Jalen Hurts is 22 years old. He stepped in. He showed flashes of very good, and today we saw the bad. But I'm not blaming – I think he's very low on the list of blaming him because we were down so much that you're pressing now. After we saw Deshaun Jackson make that move, that play, we didn't see him. Alshon Jeffrey was irrelevant. Greg Ward was irrelevant. I don't know. All of a sudden now we were getting shut down. The offensive line – penalties. Big play happens, penalty. Jalen Hurts did whatever he could. This team lacks explosiveness, lacks elite talent, lacks a dog. We say it every single week, or at least I say it every week. We need a dog on this team, offensively and defensively. Cox coming out of the game didn't help. But who were we missing? Duke Riley, not that big of a deal. Rodney McLeod, okay, he's played well. You insert the guys that we were missing, we still bad on defense. That goes to show you that this defense is bad. Jim Schwartz, I think it's time to go. Even if we were healthy, I believe we still give up 20-something points. Andy Dalton is one of the worst fucking quarterbacks in the league. He had about 400 yards. He had 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Granted, yes, we were injured. Granted that we have Michael Jaquay, who's a practice squad player. But at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, offensive line, there's so many problems with this team. And the fact that there were teams, fans, and people, we got to win the division because it gives Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did not win anything. He did not win any starting job. Carson Wentz has not been traded yet. We don't know what's going on. This is an eye-opener today. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I think we win if Wentz played today? No. But you have to make a decision in the offseason. That's the number one thing. Is Doug Peterson coming back? Can him and Wentz coexist? We know him and Jalen Hurts could coexist. There's so many questions. But like I said, the best thing that happened today was getting eliminated and losing and making those other 3 degenerate teams battle it out and fucking win the division. Let the Giant fans and Dallas fans, we're going to win. They're going to get bounced. They're not winning any Super Bowl. It's an atrocious division. The best thing was to lose. And we need change. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with everything you just said. The only thing that put a dagger in my heart today is the way that we lost. It's one thing to have high hopes like this team does to us every single year, but when you're up 11 points to the Dallas Cowboys, one of your most hated rivals of all time, and then all of a sudden it's fool's gold and you end up losing the game by 20 points, it kind of stings a little bit.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to lie to you. And it's like, especially because Carolina just kicked the absolute dog shit out of Washington, it's like an easy path to the playoffs. And all of a sudden we just get housed. It's like the team quit when they saw that Carolina won. It's like they quit, and that's just what I hate seeing on my franchise. Now, someone asked me a question before this all started. What would I do? What would I do? Would I retool or would I rebuild? I would rebuild.
Now you rebuild. A couple weeks ago I told you rebuild, you fuck.
I'm rebuilding. You want to know why? Because we don't have any linebackers. Linebacker is key to this team. I'm sorry. Everyone could say you should put so much pressure on the defensive line. I'm so sick and tired of that. We need linebackers on this team. And if it means us getting Mika Parsons, I'd go for it. I don't like Penn State. I hate everything about Penn State. But he's the one guy I would draft. I truly would. And I would put a linebacker, big, beefy motherfucker in the middle. I would just secure that spot. And then if we could trade Jalen Hurts for a top 15 pick, just package that with something, maybe move us up, do something, but we need to rebuild.
I don't know about the defense with the first pick. You got to look at the offensive side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball is really bad. Whoever the quarterback is, who's the go-to guy? Who is the go-to guy? We have nobody. Greg Ward.
Don't get into that conversation. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, but it's just we don't have anybody, Zach. And that's why I'm saying I understand this guy. I don't watch college. Micah Parsons, a beast. Okay, what is that going to fix? What is that going to fix? It's not going to fix anything. You need to score points in this league.
It fixes something we could never, ever shoe up in the past.
I understand, but we haven't had a wide receiver since Terrell Owens. We haven't had anything like that. And unless you build a team like we had in the Super Bowl, we had everything. Offensive line, running backs, coach, play calling, quarterback. We had everything. You need a go-to guy. This is why Dallas, all they got to do is fix up the defense. That's all they got to do. And it's a slight fix. You have everybody healthy on defense. They score 30 points a game. We average, 17 points a game if we're lucky? You need to score in this league. San Francisco in the Super Bowl held Kansas City all game long.
And they came right back.
We need to score. It's not a defensive side of the ball anymore. You need to score. We have nobody on offense. You could put Wentz. You could put Hurts. Anybody in there. We need – and it's just too much. Offense is really bad from top to bottom.
It really is. And I'll even stick Miles Sanders in there. You guys are hovering over guys saying he's elite after two broken plays, 4 weeks in consecutive. The guy is not even close to an elite running back. He's not. You know, he breaks off an 80-yard run maybe twice a year. And it's stat pads of stats. All right, other than those 80-yard runs, what does he really do? What does he do?
Who are you talking about, Sanders?
He doesn't do shit.
Sanders?
Miles Sanders. He doesn't do anything. Sanders. He can't catch the ball out of the backfield. He fumbles the ball. Like, I don't know what people see in this guy because he's from Penn State.
I don't about that. I don't think that. I think he's a good back. It's just, is he a stud like I was saying? No, but I think he's a good back.
No, we need a complimentary to Miles Sanders. We can't just have him carrying the load. We can't. It's impossible.
But Zach, let's say, I'm sorry, Kyle. Zach, let's say the draft started tomorrow. We have the 7th pick. Jamar Chase is there. That's the pick you would make?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a no-brainer. Okay.
Or Devontae Smith.
I take Devontae Smith too.
Yeah. But Zach,
those are the top 2 picks right there for wide receivers.
So Zach, you were watching the game, obviously, and what was your biggest takeaway from this? Like, what was the most depressing thing you've seen, and ultimately, what does this team have to do next year to get into position to be a Super Bowl contender?
Get healthy. 100% get healthy. That's the number one key because this offensive line is atrocious. But the good news is, with all these guys that shouldn't have been playing this much, they got experience. So next year, they're going to be viable backups. And we're going to get Brandon Brooks back. We're going to get Lane Johnson back. Jordan Mailata is going to be fighting for the left tackle spot. Then you got Andre Dillard, who can be a swing tackle at the backup position. You know, so all these backups are going to have viable experience, which is going to come in handy if, you know, Mailata misses some time or Brandon Brooks misses some time or Lane Johnson misses some time. So that's the only good thing that I really seen come out of this year. But other than that, like, just get healthy. That's what we need, 100% get healthy. Rodney McLeod was a huge miss when he went down. Obviously, you saw it with Fletcher Cox. We got outscored 27-3 or whatever it was without Fletcher Cox. Part of that on the offense, part of it on the defense. But it's just we need to be healthy. If it's kale milkshakes we need to bring back, let's bring back some kale milkshakes.
Yeah.
The sports science bullshit of Chip Kelly worked when Chip Kelly was here, so bring it back.
Let's talk about Doug Peterson. I seen, listen, I know when when a coach is desperate or whatnot, but there were some brutal play calls and situational calls. And I know you guys know what I'm going with. 4th and 15. There's 11 minutes, I believe, 10 minutes left. You're down by 10, if I'm not mistaken. 4th and 15. You are in field goal range. And Jake Elliott nailed the field goal before. Nailed it. So I don't want to hear that Jake Elliott was hurt or doesn't have confidence or whatever. You're down by 10 on the road, field goal where he could make, and 4th and 15, and you go with a check down to Zach Ertz for like 7 yards.
See, but that's the problem. I hate to cut you off, but that's the problem right there. Was it a bad play call? Maybe. All right. But Jalen Hurts had other options, and he did something with that Carson Wentz did earlier in the year. Carson Wentz went for the safe option, and that's exactly what Jalen Hurts did. He went to Zach Ertz when we needed 15 yards, and he only threw for 10. You need a quarterback that throws it downfield. You need to win the ball game.
But Kyle, as a coach,
safe.
As a coach, you're putting your players in a bad position. Kick the field goal. It's down. You're down by 7. Then.
I know. Yeah.
And let's be honest. Doug Peterson should be on the hot seat, and I know he's going to come back and he's going to say,
I think he's going to get fired.
I hope and pray. I've been saying this. I don't care about him winning the Super Bowl. We all know that Super Bowl had a lot to do with everything. It wasn't just Foles. It wasn't just Doug Peterson. It wasn't just Frank Reich. Doug Peterson is an average to below coach every single year. 9 wins, 9 wins, 9 wins, 9 wins, 9 wins. The division is so bad. That's why we went to the fucking playoffs back to back. Okay? This division, if it was normal, we wouldn't be making the playoffs every single year like we did with him. 2016 rookie year, okay. 2017, all right. Doug Peterson is not a good coach. I'm tired of the over-aggressive. There's a time to be aggressive. It's too much. It's too much. He is not good at scheming players open. I want Doug Peterson gone. I want Jim Schwartz gone. I want new blood in here. I want new ideas. First decision you have to make is Doug Peterson coming back? If Doug Peterson comes back, who's going to be the guy? And you go from there. In my opinion, somebody's got to go. If Doug Peterson is gone and Jim Schwartz stays, I'll take it. If Jim Schwartz is gone and Doug Peterson stays, I'll take it.
Why?
One of them has to go. One of them has to go.
It's a big difference. To me, Jim Schwartz is the least of the problems.
Jim Schwartz, I understand that he had injuries. I understand that. It's just the biggest game of our lives. He gave up 500 yards and 33 points. We are lucky to win the Super Bowl.
He has nobody to work with.
I understand. Now, I'm saying even with the Super Bowl, we had your linebacker. We had
Brady.
I understand that, but the biggest game of your life, 500 yards, 33 points, you should lose that game. Jim Schwartz is not a good coordinator. I understand if you want to say he's the least, it's the players. I understand the players are old, the players stink. But Jim Schwartz, these off coverage, every single cornerback that comes. Now we finally got Slay. He's playing 10, 15 yards off. This guy comes 10 yards, 15 yards. It's got to be his scheme. I have never seen this ever. All different players that come here, 10, 15 yards off the ball, 10 yards, 15 off the ball. Jim Schwartz took him 3 quarters to take away Michael Jacquet and put in Mills at cornerback. He should have done it after the 2 bombs that he got killed by. It's a practice squad player. Yeah. The players stink. There's no doubt about it. But as a coach, do something. He has nothing. And let's be honest, he only picks the players that he liked in Detroit or he liked when he was a coach or the defensive coordinator. I don't understand it. Jim Schwartz is not good. Everybody, I think we should start from the bottom up. That's my opinion. I've been saying it. We need a rebuild, not a retool. This team is old. You got to get rid of everybody. Trade Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz has checked out. You are right about that. Zach Ertz has checked out. Get whatever you can. Send him to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers would love Zach Ertz. Get him out of here. Send him to fucking Seattle. Get him out of here. Get picks. Accumulate picks.
Yeah. But this is another thing I'll bring up. Accumulate picks, but who's our GM next year?
That's another reason. Another reason. But if you have all these top picks, like you said, and like Zach said, it's really hard to fuck up a pick when you have a top 10, top 15 pick. When you have one of those elite talents, they fall in your lap. So I agree with you. It's Harry Roseman. But at the end of the day, I think Harry Roseman now knows that he's under fire, knows that, okay, this is my last chance. What I got to do. You got all these picks. You got ammunition with Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. If you decide to trade one of them, especially if you try to trade Hurts, people like the potential. He's a good kid, good quarterback, blah, 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 blah. You got to reestablish yourself. You need elite players, talent on this teams, whatever it is. But it's old. It's broken. You need to move on. Doug Peterson, I think he's going to stay. But if it's me, adios. This guy has been 9-win coach or less every single year except for Super Bowl year.
Yeah, it's like the honeymoon is just it just never ends. You know, the honeymoon is supposed to be a one-time thing. And it goes to show you that the Philadelphia Eagles have never experienced winning before. And that's a shame because once they won, it's like they didn't even care anymore until Nick Foles came back in and then they started playing for him. All right, until Jalen Hurts comes in because no one wants to play with Carson Wentz because Carson Wentz leaves the defense out there to dry 38 minutes a game. And then when Jalen Hurts comes in and does something with an offense, the defense plays up because they're getting more time to rest. You know, this is something that you have to look into. All right, you have to look into your franchise quarterback. You have to look and see and weigh your options. who is the better guy coming back next year? Now, Carson Wentz has that big dead cap hit. I understand that. People love Carson Wentz. I completely get it, all right? Especially because he set us up for that Super Bowl run. But you have to weigh your options here. Which guy is going to give you the best success down the road? For the next 10 to 15 years, who is the guy? Because we need to figure this out. We need to figure it out now. Both these guys cannot be here next year.
I agree.
They cannot be here next year because we saw that Jalen Hurts has somewhat potential. So if you have both these guys and one of these guys are on the bench, if it's Carson Wentz being on the bench with that cap, that would be a major cause of concern. I'm sorry.
All I'm gonna say is this, and then I want to hear Zach's take on the quarterback situation. But if you're gonna go with Wentz, you have to make sure you have a really, really good established O-line. If you go with Jalen Hurts, your O-line doesn't have to be fantastic because he's mobile. So when you make a decision like this, Carson Wentz, let's be honest, Jalen Hurts is so much mobile than Carson Wentz. And in this league, you need mobility. But if you're going to go with Carson Wentz, not only do you have to get him weapons, not Greg Ward and Travis Fulgham and all this fucking shit, you need to establish an offensive line in front of him. You get Brandon Brooks back, you get Lane Johnson back, okay. Left tackle, is it Malata? Is it Dillard? Is J.C. Kelsey going to come back or whatever? But you need weapons around him. But if it's Jalen Hurts, you could be a little less with the offensive line because of his mobility. But it's a lot of tough decisions ahead.
All right, Zach.
I think the worst thing to happen to this team is the fact that Mike Kafka is going to start getting calls to be a head coach instead of an offensive coordinator. He might just jump the whole ship. And Mike Kafka was one of the guys going into this offseason that I was really going to look forward to as a potential offensive coordinator, because I've been saying this, I've been beating the drum since week one that we have too many chefs in the kitchen and not enough line cooks. And that's exactly what this offense looks like. It's vanilla. It looks like we smushed a bunch of different offensive systems together into one. We have no identity. Are we running the ball? Are we not running the ball? Are we throwing deep passes? Are we not throwing deep passes? It's just the whole offensive system looks like it's gone to shit. I like Doug Peterson. I want to give him another chance, but I want him to have a go-to offensive coordinator. Not even just the way that he had Frank Reich. Frank Reich is a smart guy, a great offensive mind, but the simple fact of having a guy he can sit in the room with one-on-one, come up with a game plan, and go forward with that game plan. Not 15 different people to come up with one game plan, because when you got 15 different people, it doesn't work out that well. So I would like to see Doug Peterson with one go-to offensive coordinator. For me, I'm not going to decide whether it's going to be Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts. That's for them in the offseason. Do they want to build around Jalen Hurts? Do they want to build around Carson Wentz? That's a decision that they're most likely going to have to make before June 1st, because if they trade Carson Wentz before June 1st, his cap hit on this team actually goes from $34 million to $33 million. If they release him, it's a cap hit of over $59 million. So they're going to have to figure it out relatively quick.
Yeah, and we have a $5 super chat from Danny Lukenheimer. Rough season. Glad it's over. Time to rebuild. What do you think happens in the offseason? Will Wentz get traded? Does Doug leave? I'm not going to say Doug leaves. I'm saying Doug gets fired. And, last week I would have said that it's more realistic that Wentz actually does get traded and they take the cap hit. But after this game today, I'm going to say maybe not so much, because after this game, you're in a high-pressured situation. And like I said before, everything that I had a nightmare about Jalen Hurts leading this team happened. He didn't get it done in crunch time. And you have to look at Wentz. Which player will have more success in the NFL? So, Danny, thank you for the $5. And to be honest with you, to answer you, I have no idea. I don't.
Time to rebuild. I'm sorry. Time to rebuild. I've been saying this, but what do you think happens this offseason when Wentz gets traded? I honestly believe I don't know. Like you said, I don't know. Time to rebuild. Absolutely. Does Doug leave? No. The only way he leaves is if he's fired. And like I said, listen, I think he's an average coach at best who got lucky to win the Super Bowl. I think players like to play with him, but I'm saying as a coach who needs to scheme up an offense to put your players in the best position to win, I think he is awful. I think his decision-making is awful. I think his situational play calling is awful. I think he goes for it on fourth down way too much. And when you do go for it on fourth down, there is very, like Zach said, very, very vanilla. And that's with Hurts and that's with Wentz. They have tough decisions to make. I think Howie Roseman comes back, unfortunately. I think Doug Peterson comes back, unfortunately. Jim Schwartz, unless he leaves, I don't know. But at the same time, like I said, it's just way too many tough decisions. Quarterback, the coach, defensive coordinator, players. It's like one of the best off seasons to get excited to see what's going to happen. But I have no answers. And that quarterback is a question mark. I have no idea.
And I just highlighted this comment because it's interesting. Bringing Urban Meyer. All right, this is something I'm going to say right away. No. Urban Meyer, he quits after at least 3 to 4 years with every university he's been with throughout his college head coaching career. Urban Meyer also has severe health issues. All right, so if you bring in Urban Meyer, he's gonna. I'm telling you right now, the first 15 weeks of the season, you might see him holding his chest for something. And I'm not making a joke out of that. That's just who he is. He can't take the stress anymore. And at the NFL level, do you think he's going to be able to take the stress at the NFL level when he couldn't take it in college? The guy will die. So Urban Meyer, you got to cross him out immediately because he has extreme health issues.
Yeah, but I don't know him. I don't watch college, but I heard that he's the type of guy like Andy Reid. He wants full control. You're not getting full control in Philly.
No.
So you scratch him out already. There's no way. Doug Peterson's coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's a pipe dream for me. I want Doug Peterson gone because it's bland. I've seen too many bland offenses with him besides 2017. And I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of the situational play calls. I'm tired of getting text messages from everyone, my neighbor, Twitter, or this, or text messages. 4th and 15, you're at the 35-yard line, and you're going for it. It's just stupidity. It's dumb. It's obnoxious. I understand you want to try to win, but it's unnecessary. And I just think he's lost it. He's lost his mind. Yeah,
and he did help us win the Super Bowl. He was our head coach during the time. But if we need new blood, we need new blood. And I don't know who the candidates would be. I'm not going with Deuce Staley. I'm sorry.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I just don't think he's ready. I think he'll be a good head coach down the road. I'm just not going with him right now.
You want to put him as an offensive coordinator to try? Hey, I'm all for it because it can't get any worse than what we're seeing now. But as a head coach, no.
No, absolutely not. And I wouldn't hire from within either. I'd go outside, to bring a new perspective to the team. So I don't know what happened to Zach. I think he went away. But yeah, I mean, it's just a very devastating way to end the season.
Listen, it's bittersweet. I know you're hurt. I'm hurt because we hate Dallas and whatever. But let me tell you something. What I want, and you know where I'm going with this. What I want the Eagles to beat Washington and give hope. And I want the Giants to win the division. I hope and pray that the New York Giants win the division so you can see their idiotic fans celebrate at, 6-9?
Yeah.
6-10, whatever it is, 6-9, 7-9, whatever it is. Let them rejoice. Let them get a harder schedule next year, a worse pick. I would sign right now in blood that the New York Giants win the division. That's why I want to win the division. Who do I think is going to win the division? Washington, because Alex Smith is going to play next week. They'll beat us. We got no corners. We got nobody. And then they win, and we end up fucking Dallas and the Giants anyway. So,
yeah, exactly. And it's funny because these Giants fans have been making fun of this whole year. The Giants are nowhere near done their rebuild.
That's terrible.
You and I both know this. They're not even done.
Daniel Jones is terrible.
I would love for the Giants to win the division. I truly would, because their fans are so obnoxious. They don't know what they're talking about. And when they're not in a position to be any good, and they're saying, though, we could go on a Super Bowl run if we get into the playoffs, that just goes to show you what a losing franchise does to you. They're delusional. They're super delusional. And, I would love to see the Giants in the playoffs so they could get boat race.
I agree. I want to see Daniel Jones play the
maybe even win a game so they could even have a worse pick. So win a game in the playoffs and then get boat raced by someone like the Saints. I would love to see that.
Listen, people don't know you. I know you troll. You say, oh, don't let us get as hot in the playoffs. I see your tweets. You do it to get under people's skin. But and I've been saying it, I've been telling you, don't want to make the playoffs. This is a disgrace. Every team in this division is a disgrace because whoever wins is going to have a losing record. You do not belong in the playoffs, and because of the rules of the NFL, you get in there. It is a travesty. It's like the Seattle Seahawks when they got in at 7-9 a couple of years ago, or whatever. Yeah. Okay, and they host a playoff game. It is abysmal. But like I said, my pick would be the New York Giants, so it fucks up everything that they have, and nothing will make me happier than seeing the Giants make the playoffs and fucking lose.
Yeah, me too. Well, we have the Washington football team next week, and the game doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm not gonna say I want us to lose, but I'd feel better if we did lose, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
I feel a lot better. And we obviously need elite talent. But with that said, unfortunately, Zach's battery probably died. No, he's back in. So thank God before we end. So, Zach, before we end this stream, I want to bring you back in to get your final thoughts and opinion on the Philadelphia Eagles season and where you see it going within the next couple of years.
I think the best thing we can hope for is to retool, get healthy, and pick a quarterback, whether it's Carson or Jalen, and move forward with one of those guys and actually build around them. Just because you invest in a quarterback money-wise, you have to invest in the team as well. You can't just expect a quarterback to cover all of your miscues, and Jalen did a great job with that through 2.5 games, but obviously at the end of the day, your flaws are going to shine through no matter how great your quarterback is. It's not like we have Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers. We have Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts. So at the end of the day, we need to build a team around them, invest in the quarterback, but invest in the team around the quarterback as well.
The memes are already starting. Carson Wentz watching Jalen Hurts.
Oh, my gosh.
That face.
Yeah, they're already started. So, it's been a fun season, guys. We have one more game to get through as a group. Zomp will not be on the shows throughout the year because obviously he likes one Philly team, and it's going to be disappointing. It's going to be sad because, Zomp brings so much energy to the show. We're going to miss him. But he will be on. He'll be a recurring guest throughout the year. And I want to take this time to thank Zomp for joining us for the post-game shows throughout the year. It's been a blessing. And, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the show this year. I know we have one more week left. We're going to bring fire. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. And with that, if you guys like the show, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, like the Facebook page. And Zach and I will be back on Thursday. And as a group, we'll be back for our season finale next week, week 17 against the Washington football team. And I think Zach has something to say before we go.
All right, go to iTunes, subscribe, and make sure you like it. Give it a 5-star rating because some jackass that doesn't like Kyle on a personal level decided to get up in there and try to ruin our rating. It's slowly been working its way back up. So please, if you guys like the channel, go to iTunes, subscribe, and give it a 5-star rating because we try to keep it entertaining, we try to keep it informational, and we try to keep it down to earth. We're just a couple of dudes that want to talk sports with all of you, and we appreciate all the support.
Absolutely, guys, and I'm not going to try to get teary-eyed because that's not what I do. But, yeah, honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed the content this year. It's been phenomenal. And, we didn't get what we wanted. We didn't go to the playoffs, but you know what? We won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. Hang your head on that for a while, hopefully not too much longer. But we still have that, and you can't take that away from us. With that said, fly goes fly till we die.
Happy New Year, guys, and thank you for that, Kyle, by the way. That was very nice.
No problem.
Touched my heart. Thank you. And Zach, I love you, buddy. Stay safe, and Happy New Year.
Love you too. Happy New Year.
Brother.
All
Take
right,
care, guys.
Happy New Year, guys. See you guys later.
Peace.